let's get straight into it. Let's crack it. Let's get into it right away. Lee, we might not have too much time. So first things first, why do you have a Nico Williams agenda? He hasn't even joined Arsenal yet.
Okay, cool. Let me ask you a question, Egal, yeah? Because you've asked me a question, so I want to just do a little bit of background check. How many Bilbao games have you watched this season? How many did you watch last season?
I've sat there and I've watched 7 to 8 games, and majority of them in the Europa League, and 2 versus the Barças and the Real Madrid.
So only the big games then, yeah? Really?
Yeah.
So you don't watch him against Getafe or against Mallorca?
No.
Or against Vallecano?
No, but I see him. But I see him back. But I see him back at Brace in the Europa League.
Yeah, well done. So you got 2 goals in that game. They were actually very good goals, by the way. But yeah, so you've watched about 7 or 8 games of him this season, then, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Same with VIKTOR GYÖKERES, same with Sesko. I'm not gonna lie to you, Lee. I'm not a fan of sitting there watching every league. I just don't have the time. So somebody
that does watch the league then surely is more qualified to have an opinion on a player that they watch every week than somebody who's watched 7 or 8 games of that player. So then it's not an agenda, is it? It's an opinion based off of what I've witnessed.
Yeah, but I know a guy named Remedy. I don't know if you know him. He works with La Liga, and he watched this guy live several times, and he told me this guy's amazing.
Yeah, so his opinion is different to mine. We both watch him, so we're both qualified to have an opinion on the player that we watch every week.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of managers you rate highly want him. Hansi Flick wants him. The current Bayern Munich manager wants him.
The current manager, I don't rate anyway. I don't rate Bayern Munich manager.
Arne Slot apparently is looking at him as an option. There's
You do realize that he ain't going to England.
Real Madrid are saying if they do sell Vinny this summer to Saudi, that
Vinny ain't going anywhere.
Nico Williams is the replacement.
Who started this Vinny rumor, by the way?
Basically, his contract's coming into like 2 years remaining. Yeah, I think his contract's running. Go ahead. So yeah, his contract's running down to 2 years. So that's why the Vinny rumor started. But my main thing to you is
Vinny Jr. ain't going anywhere, bro. Trust me. Yeah, I know Nico Williams is not coming to the Premier League.
Why not?
Well, number one, he's on 200 grand a week already. Yeah, he's the highest paid player at Bilbao.
So
yeah, not only that, he'd probably end up going to Barcelona. Yeah, and the reason he'll probably end up going to Barcelona, yeah, is because Rafinha's likely to leave.
Where's Rafinha going to go?
I don't fucking know, but he's likely to leave, bro. They want to get rid of him.
They want to get rid of him, but somebody has to be willing to purchase him.
Well, you're telling me somebody's not going to be willing to purchase him, but they'll go and buy somebody that barely scores any goals?
I think a lot of the goals that Rafinha is scoring this season is down to the service of Lamine Yamal and how good Real Madrid are. You put Nico Williams in that Real Madrid team, he does just as good or better.
You mean Barca?
Yeah, you take Nico Williams, you put him in the Barca team, he does just as good as or better.
What, as Rafinha?
Yeah.
Do you know why Rafinha's scoring so many goals this season? Because he's playing him on his favoured side. He's on the left side. He's left-footed. So when his ball striking this season has been unbelievable, bro. Yeah, when he gets a shot, it's in the back of the net 9 times out of 10 because he's playing not inverted. When he's playing inverted on Lamine Yamal's side, he was shit. Yeah, and this is why I keep saying.
He wasn't shit at Leeds. Come on.
Bro, Rafinha was not that good at Leeds. Yeah, everyone hyped him up. Yeah, he was all right. He weren't amazing. Yeah, and then he gets the move to Barca. Everyone raised an eyebrow. I think it was 60 mil, 50 mil, whatever it was. Right? And when these inverted wingers are cutting in, bro, they're running into traffic. All the traffic is in the middle. So then Saka does it. Yeah, Martinelli does it. They cut inside, and you're running into where all the players are. Then you slap the ball off the first man. Yeah, and the 6 players standing in front of you, you've got to be inch perfect. Now, the way Barca are playing under Hansi Flick, he's put him on the left. Yeah, they're letting them have the ball a little bit, and then boom, 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 and he's gone. Now he's clean through on his favoured foot instead of having to chop in.
Okay.
Totally different style of play. Xavi was playing boring, slow football. Hansi Flick's playing sick football.
Just to be devil's advocate and keep the conversation moving, I want to know what specifically about Nico Williams do you think makes him not a good footballer?
No IQ at all.
Does he have a better IQ than Martinelli and Trossard?
No.
Really?
If I was to compare him to a player if I was to compare him to a player, I'd say Saint Maximin.
What?
Yeah. When it comes off, it looks amazing. Yeah, but it don't come off often, bro. I've seen this guy run the ball out of play for goal kicks more than any other player I've ever seen.
So you're saying Nico Williams is not good enough for Arsenal?
It's not good enough. No, he's fucking lucky he's at Bilbao and he might get a move to Barca. However, if he goes to Barcelona, the system they play, he will do well.
So at Arsenal, he won't do well because of Arteta.
Because he can't get past his player and cross a ball effectively, bro.
Okay, so who do you want at the left wing position to be purchased?
I don't want this manager to have a single penny, if I'm honest.
Okay,
but if I was to buy a player for the left side, I'd go and get Alex Baena.
Who?
From Villarreal. Exactly, from Villarreal.
All right, fair. What about Cunha?
Nope, not for me.
All right. Left wing. What about striker?
Striker.
Gyökeres?
Yeah, I'd rather Gyökeres over Isak. Yeah, if this manager's still here.
Wait. Gyökeres over Isak.
Please tell me how we play. We're camped on the edge of the box. Everyone parks the bus, and we're like this. U-shaped football. What's Isak going to do? Standing there with 5 defenders around him.
Isak can take the ball. Isak can take the ball and slap it into the back of the net himself.
Well, with 5 players in front of him.
So Isak,
when you watch Isak's goals, yeah, when you watch the majority of Isak's goals, yeah, right. That's not saying he's a bad player. I actually think he's a good player.
Did you see his goal for Sweden recently? He grabbed the ball off a counter attack and just slapped the top corner.
Exactly, off a counter attack. When did we counter attack?
No. They were countering. He won the ball in his final third, outside the box, slapped it in the top corner.
Yeah, bro. When do we play like that?
If a player wins the ball in the final third themselves, they can score. We literally did that versus Man City.
Yeah, bro. We're talking like one-offs here. When you watch Isak's goals, the majority of Isak's goals here are on a counter attack, and same with Ollie Watkins. They're standing up the last man. Yeah, yes, they score the odd screamer or Isak does anyway. Scores the odd screamer every now and again, right? And he's a top player. But at the same time, when you watch most of his goals, he barely scores any headers, although he did score a cracking one against us, from the Gordon cross. Yeah, but he's on a counter attack, or he's got a little bit of space to run. He's doing a quick 1-2 with Gordon. Yeah. He ain't getting that with us, bro. We're parked on the edge of the box. We're in defense against us all the time. So he's going to stand isolated in a penalty box on his own with 4 defenders around him while we're just passing around the edge of the box, then whipping a ball in aimlessly. And yes, I know he's tall, but he don't score headers like that. So for me, I think Gyökeres fits better.
I agree with you.
Because I think Gyökeres is better, with better overall with different types of finishes as well. Yeah, I also think he's more physical than him, so he can hold the ball up better.
I'm not even looking at that. I'm going to agree with you here, and that might surprise some people. But the reason why I'm agreeing with you is different. I don't think Isak is leaving Newcastle, and I think VIKTOR Gyökeres is more attainable financially and overall. And if it's true that VIKTOR Gyökeres Arsenal have met with VIKTOR Gyökeres' agent or scheduled a formal meeting, and apparently Arteta is friends with VIKTOR Gyökeres' agent. Why the fuck didn't we get this done months ago? Like, what the hell? It's honestly, it's silly sometimes. Some of the rumors we hear.
Yeah, some of the rumors are just crazy, and they're just